Nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I saw this on Facebook this weekend, and I shared it on my timeline, and it's been ringing in my head, and I wanted to talk about it today. I know this is not my regular Tuesday with Theresa day, but I thought that we needed to talk anyway. My name is Theresa Paul. I am a Senior Executive Unit Leader with Avon, and I wanted to share this with you. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So there's been some discussions, and I've had some of my team members tell me this, that they had to stop selling Avon because they couldn't pay their bills and they lost their job, and or not that they even necessarily lost their job, but they couldn't pay their bills, they were behind on their rent, their car payments were late, and some of them did, they were losing their jobs, so I guess that kind of ties into it too. But they needed to stop selling Avon even though they were really enjoying it. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk a little bit about, because if you were working a part-time job and it wasn't enough to pay your bills, would you quit that job and just say, forget it, it's not enough to pay my bill, I'm behind on my rent, or I can't pay the electricity? No, you would see if you could get more hours, you would ask the boss for a raise, you would try and get another part-time job, you would try and increase your source of income, even if that job wasn't enough to make the money that you needed, right? So it's the same thing with your Avon business. If you're not making enough with it, then you need to change something that you're doing, because nothing changes if nothing changes. You need to take control and change something. Thank God we're not all in that situation where we're struggling paying our bills and everything, but I have been in that place. I have had to decide which bills I was going to pay, which bills were going to get skipped that month. I had to decide who wasn't going to get sneakers, which kid wasn't going to get sneakers until the following month or the following payday. I even had one of the boys couldn't go on a field trip because I couldn't afford the $50 to send him to New York City to see the play. But lucky for me, lucky for the kid, the school had like a fund set up to help out families, and so they did pay for his trip. But I have been in that situation, and I know what it's like to not have the money, and I know what it's like to need more. And so most of the time, when we get in those situations, we have to assess our situation. We have to assess what's going on around us, and we have to change something to make things better for us. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. So, and I used to work for somebody else. I did this to pay the Catholic school tuition and to help support the family. I didn't like working for somebody else. I didn't like having to be somewhere at 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't like being in a classroom 7 hours a day. I didn't like being inside. I wanted to be able to go on those field trips with the boys. I wanted to be able to be the lunch mom. I wanted to be able to go to the animal shelter and volunteer like I used to before I started working. But I decided that I was going to change things. I could have stayed in that job. I could have been there year after year after year saying, oh, I hate it, this is miserable, I don't want to be here. But I didn't. I changed what I was doing. I changed my business so that I could quit the job. I set a plan, I made a decision, and made it work. And I worked every weekend to find new customers, and I quit the job in 2 years because I made the change. So the bottom line here is this. If you look at your business and say, I'm not making enough money, you need to do something. You need to make a change. Your life, if your life is not working, if your life is not what you want it to be, you need to make a change. You have to change something or some things that you are doing so that you get more customers, you get more recruits, you make more money so that your life can be what you want it to be. But nothing changes if nothing changes. So what are you going to change today? What are you going to do in your life, in your business, to change the way things are for you? I'm challenging you right now. Get a pencil, get a paper. Start writing down what you're going to do. What are you going to do today, tomorrow, every day, for the week, for the month, for the year? What are you going to do to change things so that your life changes, so that you can pay those bills, so that you're not stuck in whatever situation you're stuck in, so that you don't have to quit your Avon business, which still doesn't make sense to me, to cut off a source of income because you have no money, because this is something that can help you out of that situation. It helped me. It helped me when I needed money, and it can help you too. So get a pencil and paper, start writing down, what are you going to do? What are you going to change today to make your life better? Because I don't want to hear anymore, oh, poor me, or my life sucks, or this isn't, my job sucks, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to be here, nothing is working right. You ultimately have control over your life. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop telling the world you can't. Stop making excuses why you can't. And start making it happen. Start telling yourself how you will. And just make it happen. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. So go change it right now, starting today. Love ya. Bye.